Another beautiful night for baseball at Target Field. 66 wins on the year for the Twins.
One night earlier in the Rangers Twin series with Corey Blazer's red mask, we had the ejection of Popkins.
Jose Leclerc. Oh, and Polanco's been thrown
To the dugout, and somebody's been tossed, and I think it's David Popkins.
Who?
The Twins hitting coach.
Remember, Baldelli was super unimpressed by his assistant's impromptu chim-chim-chiree? Later, it's going to be a home run, and it's a tremendous bat flip by, looks like, Jeffers. I wonder if anyone remembers that in today's game.
And Jeffers with a look at Dunning, who turns his back to home plate.
Baldelli's in charge of a Twins team, leading their division by 6 games, so good for them. But first, we have to get through the third inning.
And called third strike.
3-2 count, Correa drops the bat, thinking it's ball 4. I mean, it was ball 4. But picks it up and walks back to the dugout very calmly after the strike call. We're fine. For now.
Called third.
I'm starting to think maybe the Savant graphics aren't foolproof either. This time the TV is right, Savant is wrong, the numbers never lie, that's all we use. Look at the related video. And we're now having some disagreement.
Torres has some words with Wallner. And Jeff.
Come on.
Pitch is 1.84 inches high or 0.84 with our 1-inch buffer. Diameter of a baseball is under 3, radius under 1.5 inches. We use a 1-inch margin because manufacturer claims accuracy to within an inch, at least at filing. Incorrect call on our system, but MLB uses 2 inches as a buffer to grade umpires, so they might actually call this call acceptable.
And Gallo is close to getting tossed.
A super aggressive removal of the mask, followed by a what, reference to the last at bat, and then the stop sign, also aggressive.
It just seems to be getting worse rather than better.
Repeats the mask and Warren with Rocco Baldelli.
He's saying, don't take your mask off, don't approach my players.
So naturally this happens. As I said last time, I have zero issue with the system calling horizontally. Vertical's not good at all, but horizontal is pretty accurate.
And there he goes.
It's the gesture that does it, but Torres sort of double-clutched this ejection like he wanted to do it initially, and then he waited for something to be defensible on video and then did it. Not my favorite, but if he's got to go, he's got to go. That brings Rocco out to visit with Torres, and he says the whole game. And as soon as you mention the whole game relative to balls and strikes leaving your position, it becomes rather a rule book administrative ejection.
Ball strike calling in the early part of this game has been dreadful.
There, Rocco just got tossed.
Gallo, as they say, didn't get his money's worth, but Rocco is.
I mean, he was out there the entire time in between innings.
Oh yeah, remember how this happened? Well, here's the retaliation.
And now he's hit by a pitch.
Now that absolutely looked intentional, and here comes Torres.
As much as I didn't like the aggressive attitude earlier, I love the umpire intercepting the batter so quickly here. That said, looking at the pitcher, because the pitcher's coming at the batter, that needs to be addressed. I'll get back to that in a second, but for now, the umpires are going to consider, because this was an intentional act, and I don't know who in the world thinks it wasn't, they have 2 options, either eject the pitcher and manager, or issue warnings.
And the benches are emptying.
And everybody comes out.
The bullpens. This is a simple separation of halves concept. As soon as everything peters out, you separate and you convene.
Well, they started it.
Will you shut up, man?
This is like dealing with kindergartners sometimes. The rules don't care who started it, it's about how to end it. Furthermore, first and third loads the bases. I just don't see the intent, but whatever. The question to ask yourself here is who incited the bench clearing? I think it's the pitcher. And because I think it's the pitcher, the first unsporting act is throwing at the batter. The second one should also get disciplined. I'm fine with a warning on the first one, but the second one should get something more severe.
Here we go. There's a warning. There's a warning. And what? A warning to Gray? I mean, you just warned both benches.
Everyone knows about the 2 benches getting warned, but remember the pitcher and every new pitcher into the game also gets warned.
You wouldn't expect Max Scherzer to like that.
Of course not. He wants to drill someone on Minnesota now. And for those of you asking why not just let him play like they did in the 90s, the answer is the owners want this rule. They want this rule enforced because they want to protect They're multi-million-dollar assets. It's a business. That's how it goes.